Bonnie.
And I'm Caroline.
And I'm Colette.
Today, we are privileged to welcome a younger person to share a little bit of their story. And their story is about a dream. So we're going to talk to Rose today. We're so excited to hear you share your dreams today, Rose, with us. So go ahead.
Okay, so I was at Mimmin and Pip's for a couple nights, and when I was sleeping, first I saw a blank wall and a picture frame that was blank. I woke up the next morning and I told Mimmin, and I don't know if Pip was there, but I think it was just Mimmin, and I told her that I saw a blank wall with a blank painting. And then we had some lunch and all of that. I went back to bed. I had the same dream, but except with color and a bit of numbers. So it was a blank wall, but it was white and it had blue stripes on it. And the painting had like a yellow background on the background of it. And the frame was yellow too. And there was a lion standing on a rock in the middle of the frame. And it was like talking to me when I was like sleeping. And it had the numbers 4, 5, 11, and 1, like right on the lines and around the picture frame. That's all.
And when you woke up from those dreams, what did you think at the time? Did you understand anything yourself about them?
No, not very much, but I did know that the lion represented God.
Okay. So when you say you knew that the lion represented God, how did you know that?
Well, like before Mimin, sometimes she used to be like telling me, and she told me like that the lion represented God.
Yes. And I think that when we last talked, Rose, I asked you if you had ever read the Chronicles of Narnia.
Yes, I have.
And
I've watched the movie.
okay, you watched the movie. So you'll remember, and we talked about that you understood that Aslan in those stories represented God, just like you were saying, right? So when you woke up from your dreams, then were you at your grandparents' house?
Yeah, yeah, it was all there.
Okay. And then you talked about it then with your grandmother?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, when she told me about it the first morning, about the white wall and the picture, she said it was in my house down the hall where we have all the pictures of the grandkids. Those pictures were all gone. It was just a blank wall.
Yeah, and it was right beside where the door is to go inside of the laundry room.
Correct. and across from the bathroom. So when I said that, I said that there's a cleansing to happen because of the location of this picture frame. But I had also told her when she told me that she just saw the wall of the picture frame, I said, when you go back to sleep tonight, ask God to tell you what it's all about. And then she got the rest. And it was pretty cool.
Yes, that is a very cool dream or series of dreams. So we know now what the lion means to you, and often other people will dream of a lion, and the symbolic meaning is often the same. It's symbolic of God. And when you had these dreams, did it mean anything to you in your life at the time? Like
No,
any?
it did though to my dad. Those numbers were like important to him.
Oh,
Yeah.
And so you talked about your dream with your dad, and
Yeah,
he,
when I went home the next night after all those 2 nights when I was with Moon and Pip.
okay. And do you remember the what was important about them to your dad?
He didn't say what they were important about. He just said that they were like really important to him.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Mhm.
And we chatted a little bit because your grandmother was talking to me about the symbols in your dream and what God was talking to you about, because we often talk about dreams because we know that God speaks to people in their dreams. It's one of the ways that he talks to us. So we talked together about um, the pictures in your dream. And together we were trying to understand what God was saying so we could talk to you about it. And do you know, Rose, that we could suggest what we think the dream means, but you, as the dreamer, are the only one who can say, oh, yes, that's what God was saying. Or maybe that's what God is saying. And then you might do exactly what your grandmother suggested and go back the next night before you go to sleep to say, God, I'm not sure what you're trying to say to me. Could you give me another dream to help me to understand more? And he will, just as he did. He gave you more about the, instead of the blank wall, the next dream you had, he gave you more, right?
Yeah. It
So
was all the
let's,
same things, but just with more details.
yes. And we love more details because it's just like a story. God is filling in the blanks for us and helping us to understand what he's trying to say. So you were dreaming about the lion, and the lion was talking to you. Do you remember what the lion was saying to you in your dreams?
I remembered a bit of it because like I am pretty good with remembering things, but I did remember a bit of it. On the first night when I had that dream, I told him I didn't really understand. So he said, I can't wait. What did he say again? I'm trying to remember. He said something about that the next morning, I mean the next night I would have another dream that was like with like all those other things. That's all I remember.
Wow, that's exciting. Like God is talking to you like that in your dreams. So let's look at the symbols together now of your dreams. So um, the you said that it was, you were in your grandmother and grandfather's house, and your grandmother shared with us that it was up on the wall, right? In the hall, where usually there are pictures. So this was in your grandparents' house, right? Up on their wall. And often uh, a house in a dream, often a house in a dream is talking about someone's life. So in your dream, it was your grandparents' house, right? So um, the setting the God started talking to you and telling you something, and he begins by saying that it's something connected to your grandparents' life. And I believe that your grandmother shared with me that she had been talking to you and maybe brought you to church, maybe shared with you about God. Is that right, grandmother? Can you share?
Yes, we did. We brought Rose to church many times, and she totally enjoys it. Loves going down to kids' church, and they teach her about God, and it's wonderful. She likes it. But yes, we have talked to her about God and who He is, and answer any questions she has.
Okay. So, I'm thinking that you saw the painting or the picture and of the lion talking to you up on your grandparents' wall and in their house because this is important to your grandparents and it's part of their life. So it's just like they have pictures of their grandkids up on that wall. You saw the picture of the lion who was talking to you up on that wall. So God is important to them, and that's how you have heard about him, and you continue to hear more and be in relationship with God. That's encouraged by your grandparents. So I think that's why you saw it in their house and up on their wall. So does that make sense, Rose?
Yeah, and also I have another thing to say. I think it maybe represented kind of my life too, because it like when he showed me, it went straight into my dream. It showed like the room I was sleeping in. It went down the stairs and then it showed the wall
Oh,
beside the door. And on that wall it also has a picture of me, so maybe it was kind of a part of my life too.
yes, that's excellent. Yes, we agree totally that that God was saying it was about your life too. It's about you for sure. You now there was numbers and the blue stripes, right? Blue and white stripes.
Oh no,
And
no. The wall was white and there was
yeah,
blue stripes.
okay. The blue stripes were on the picture, like with the
No, they were on the wall.
okay, on the wall.
Yeah, the frame was yellow and the background of the frame was yellow too.
Okay. All right. That's the picture that
Wow.
you colored of your dream, right?
Oh yes, I almost forgot about the plaid. The plaid on the lion. There was plaid on the lion. I almost
Uh,
forgot about that.
the checkerboard, right?
Yeah, the checkerboard kind of plaid thingy. Yeah.
Yes, on the bottom, on it, like on his belly or the bottom half.
Um, it was like on like I think it was on like the top here, but for some reason I think it was on the bottom too. Like I think it was
Okay.
mostly on the bottom. Yeah.
Okay. And he was standing on a rock.
Yeah, like you know where like sometimes you see movies where like they ever have like a lion standing on a rock like proudly like that, looking like that. Yeah, that's how it looked like.
Yes. And that symbol, the rock, that is another word picture for Jesus. He's sometimes referred to as our rock or the rock. And colors, blue is often associated with heaven.
Yeah.
The sky is blue, right?
Yeah.
So God was talking to you about a heavenly message, and that's the blue. White is for being like God, or another big word is righteousness, but that's simply being like God. And the yellow is possibly something you're more familiar with
Yeah,
because
it like it represents me of like whenever I look at the color yellow, it like makes me think that like God's there.
oh, okay. So then that's what that yellow color means then, because it's what it means to you that is most important. But the checkerboard, did you know that God likes to, God is our daddy, He likes to play with us like daddies play with their little kids. So the fact that you saw checkerboard on him, I think that's was like God saying, let's play. And that's checkers is a game for two people. So I believe that God was giving you a picture of that he wants to play with you, and he loves things like word games and dreams. He loves to give us dreams and for us to spend time figuring out what he's saying. That's part of the game. That's part of the playing. And you know how dads with little babies might play, or moms might play peekaboo.
Yeah.
And that's what God loves to do in our dreams. He loves to play with us and help us to begin to have that relationship with him where we're hearing him, just like you were hearing him talking to you. And we just love to spend time with him and be with him right back. So that is a possibility for the checkerboard. The numbers, I found the numbers interesting too. And I thought that they could mean different things. And this is where you would probably need help in understanding what God was saying to you. And of course, God knows that you have people who love you, who would be talking to you and helping you to understand what God means by your dreams. And I know I do that with my family. We always talk about, what did you dream last night? And we talk together about that. But the numbers, so 4 can mean the whole world. So it's possible that God was saying that the message that he was giving to you, he is saying to everyone right now. And it's possible that that was about God loves you, because we know that God loves everyone, right? So that might be what 4 means. 5 means grace, or that another word to help us to understand grace is God giving us help to do whatever he's wanting us to do, or to understand, and it's usually not anything that we've earned. It's just he loves us and he gives us help. So that could be what 5 means. 11 is what we refer to as prophetic or prophet. It simply means it's a message from God. And 1 is we, all his family, are one family, having one God, one faith, one baptism. That's actually part of a quote from a verse, and it means that all of the Christian denominations, like the church that your grandparents take you to, and churches that believe in Jesus, that we're all one big family. But there are there's another possible meaning for the numbers. And it as I was praying further about your dream, I was thinking, and another understanding came to me, and I let your grandmother know about it. And that is that 4 could be a reference to a book in the New Testament, because sometimes numbers are references to scripture. And the 4 could be Ephesians chapter 4. And then 5 could be a reference to verse 5 in Ephesians chapter 4. And that verse has what we just talked about: one Lord, one faith, one baptism. So we're all one family. And then 11 is another verse in chapter 4. And that says, so Christ himself gave the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the pastors, and the teachers. He gave those as strengths, or some people might say gifts. So it's people who have a strength or a gift, and they're given to help everyone to come to understand more and more about God and their faith. One is also in chapter 4, and that verse says, so as a prisoner for the Lord, then I urge you to live a life worthy of the calling you have received. That's important because that's another way of saying someone has a gifting or a strength. So when we looked at verse 11 about apostles and prophets and evangelists, another way of saying they have a strength is they have a calling. And did you know that in the Bible, that some young people were given dreams when they were young that told them what they were going to do and the purpose that God had for them in their life? One of those was Joseph. And when I thought about your dream, I was thinking, Rose, that that's what God is saying to you as a young person. He is saying to you that he has given you a calling, and that calling is one of those. I believe it's a prophet. A prophet is someone who loves to spend time with God. And as they spend time with God, they get to know about the things and the people that he loves. And as they spend time with him and get to know his love, they also get filled up with his love, and they want to share that love with the people that he loves. So the prophet of God becomes a messenger of God, and they give God's message to other people that he loves. So the numbers then, I believe, are helping you to understand that though you are young, you're 8 years old, right, Rose? You told me?
I'm last time when I had this dream, I was 8. I'm 9 now.
Okay. And 8 is symbolic of new beginnings. 9 is symbolic of evangelism, which is a big word for saying, talking to people about God's love. So God gave you this dream as a young person because he wants you to know what you are called to be and to do. And he's been training you already. And one of the ways that he talks to prophets is through dreams. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yes, he does. And so I encourage you to have paper and a pen that you keep next to your bed so that you can write down when you wake up what God is saying to you in your dreams. And if the dreams are in color, that is God talking to you. If the dreams are in black and white, that's usually about the things that make you afraid or anxious. But those are good too. Those are useful dreams because what it's showing you is the things in your heart and in your life that you need to bring to God in prayer, and just talk to him about those areas so that he can take away the fear.
Yeah, because since I didn't have that paper when I had it, I woke up in the morning and there was only a pen beside Pipit Mimin's bed. So I'm like, okay, I'll just write in my hand. So I just wrote it all in my hand. And I went downstairs to just stay there for a bit when Pip was down there. Then Mimin came down shortly after and I told her about it. I showed her, here's what I dreamt of also. Just on my hand. So it's good that I have a piece of paper.
You'd already drawn the dream. You'd already drawn out the dream.
Yeah, but then when I came downstairs, I drew it out finally because I couldn't draw it out when I woke up in the morning because I just didn't feel like it that much to get up all the way
But you did
downstairs.
draw it after.
But I did draw it
we came
after I
down.
woke up because I was so tired.
And then she gave it to me. And I took a picture of it and I sent it to Caroline with, with like, help.
Yeah.
But because I knew it was God talking to you. I knew it was God introducing himself to who you are for him. But it was bigger than I could explain it all to you. So that's where Carol Ann came in, and here we are.
Can I ask you, Rose, do you believe now that that is what God was talking to you about?
A bit. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of understand it a bit more than I did before. Before, when I woke up, I'm like, whoa, okay.
Wow. It's amazing. It's so encouraging to us to hear this story, because that means that we can encourage others. God talks to everyone. It's just we sometimes need to ask him to help us to remember. But you've got a good memory for your dreams.
Yeah. I usually just keep them right in my brain. So whenever I need them, I just kind of pop them up, and sometimes I gotta really, really remember them well.
But if your daddy used to, when he was young and had his dreams, he always wrote them down. So
Yeah, and my dad also said too that like he has like checkerboard colors, but except he always has, when he has dreams of God, it's a checkerboard table.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So that's possibly God is talking to him also about playing, right? Together with God. God loves to say things to us and for us to have to dig to figure out what he's saying. He loves to play with us. And it's just like with a mom or dad with their baby.
Like my mom.
Yes. Just that's how much. Yes. Yes. So now you were calling your grandparents. I don't recognize the names that you have for your grandparents. Pipit and what was it again?
Pip and Mimin.
Okay, Pip and Mimin.
Yeah, it's because my cousin Matthew, he couldn't say Mimir and Pipere, so he just said Mimin and Pipip. So they just thought it was super cute, so they went with it. So everybody called them that now.
I love that story.
Yes, it's funny.
Rose, what really fascinated me is that you said, can you put all my visions together? Can you explain what that meant?
Yeah. So, like, do you mean like all of it, like what all of it meant, or just like when like I told him in my dreams to put all of them together?
I'd like to hear what you were asking him in your dream for, because you were asking it, okay?
Yeah. So when I told him to put them all together, I didn't hear like anything else. I just went right to sleep, and then I woke up in the morning, and yeah, I told him in my dreams, and then when I went back to sleep the next night, he started talking to me again and like said all those things. He put all of them together and showed me all those things that they all like did together. So yeah.
Okay, and Rose, is this the first time you ever had a dream or something like this that happened to you?
Yeah, this is the first time.
Okay.
I think I didn't have one when I was littler because like I didn't really understand it. Maybe I did. Maybe I just didn't say it. Who knows?
Maybe, eh? Rose, when we do dream interpretations, do you know when you see like a kind of like a mirage picture and you can see an old lady or a young lady, depending how you're looking at the picture? Did you
No.
ever get an illusion, a picture of an illusion, and you can see like the bunny at the same time as you can see a dog in the same picture?
No.
Okay, there's a couple of things that jumped out for me when I read your dream too, and I'd like to touch on a couple of things if you don't mind.
I
Okay.
don't mind at all.
Okay. Your white wall and then the lines on it, I got that as a page. And what I mean by that is I just feel that you are going to be writing and
Yeah,
sharing.
yeah. Yeah, it means that because like also when I went back to my dad's, when I went back to sleep that night, for some reason all I could dream about was this giant piece of paper with blue lines on it.
Okay. Okay. And that means that it's not going to go anywhere, honey. So you best do it, okay?
Yeah.
Because if you keep dreaming it, God's keep beckoning for you. Also, when you said the picture, and it was empty at first and then it was full, what it reminded me of, and I'm glad you watched Chronicles of Narnia. Do you remember the picture with the voyage of the downtrodden and it became alive? The
Yeah.
picture, remember that? Cool, right?
Yeah.
I believe that you're not only just going to write these
draw,
visions, you're going to
kind of
draw
like,
too. Yes, that's exactly it. You are going to draw, you are going to write, and you're going to get people to enter into your visions, your stories, so that they can be part of it. And that's how you're going to reach people, hon. And as Carol Ann said, there's very much a call on your life. Yellow, the gold, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
You're going to like it, okay? You're going to have fun with it. And also the checkerboard. Now, you said checkerboard and plaid. Tell me, explain that a bit more. I want to hear a bit more of what you were feeling when you saw it.
So when I saw it, it reminded me, when I saw it, it just gave me a thing of checkerboard. And then, but when I saw it, it didn't look like a checkerboard with like the circles like that. It was square. So then I'm like, okay, maybe it's plaid. So I kind of got a little confused there.
Okay.
But then I drew it out because the one that really I saw was plaid. So that's why I drew the squares instead of circles.
Okay. And the checkered board is actually squares. It's just our playing parts that are on it. Okay. And what I got when I read that is, it's up to you, Rose. It's your move. God's inviting you into this. Okay. So it's your move if you're going to accept this invitation. But if you do, oh, what a ride. You're going to have fun with it. Okay, hon?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm interested in finding out a little bit more about you. Can you tell us things that you like to do and things that you don't like to do? And I have a feeling that you're an artist and
Oh,
you're
my
a
mom
writer.
was an artist and I like writing, and yeah, I like a lot of drawing and a lot of painting. You can see some of the things
Yeah,
on
she's
the
quite the artist.
thing.
This is her rendition of me. I like it.
I did this when I was 5 years old.
Wow. I could tell all those beautiful colors. I love the vibrant colors that you use, Rose.
I did this in grade 2.
She's now in grade 3.
I'm going in grade 4 in September. And then I did another one, which was this year, and it's way better. It's this one right here.
Oh, I love the sky.
Nice rainbow, hon.
Oops.
I like your island.
Thanks.
Very pretty. Yes, in her scrapbooks that I do for her, at the back of each of the albums are her artwork that we've collected. So that at different years, so you can see the graduation of her talents.
Yes, my 9-year-old granddaughter teaches me how to draw because she says you need help.
Yeah, he did a tractor one time. The tractor was great. I didn't mind it. It looked nice, but the stick man inside of it kind of looked a bit weird. The whole stick man was just black. The whole body was just black. I'm like, can't you just add like maybe hair or something, or maybe like a face? Because it was all black.
Too
And it looked like a stick
complicated.
man.
Yeah. Mhm.
Rose, have you always been very easy to talk to? Like, I bet you talked
Yes.
early. Does
Yeah.
mom say that you
Yes.
talked pretty
Yeah.
early?
Yes, she's always been very social, very easy to talk to, fun loving, just enjoying life all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could tell. I could tell.
Yes, she's not very
Shy.
introverted,
No, not shy at all.
which
No.
means shy, Rose. You're very extroverted, means you don't mind talking to people or strangers.
You're comfortable.
You're comfortable with
Yeah.
most of your world.
And that's going to go a long way with what Carol Ann and Colette were telling to you about profit and your calling, because you're comfortable in talking with people and you have a really great way of a personality of being able to share what you're excited about.
Yeah.
Rose, my grandkids love to call dreaming the imagination station. And they always, before going to bed, invite God into the imagination station so that they can get these cool dreams happening. So, yeah, I love that it's in you. And I, just so you know, okay, it's as powerful in you dreaming as it is in Carol Ann and in Bonnie and me, in Min, and Pipit, and Mom. You take note of that, okay? It's very valuable, okay?
Yeah, your dream is as important to God as our dreams are.
And Rose, I know that you're hearing God in dreams, but prophetic is not just dreams, honey. So don't be surprised if you hear him. And I'm not saying it has to be audible, okay? But you'll get an understanding that it's too good to be you. And you'll know it's not, because it's like, wow, that was really good. When you're walking in the prophetic, you don't have to just be asleep, honey. You can be awake too. Okay?
Yeah, like when I go to school, he usually talks to me most of that time too. Like when I go to school, whenever like I'm doing something, or like for an example, I was doing something today and I wasn't really giving a good answer. I mean, not good answer. I was doing something today in math, and he like he was telling me in my head, you've got this, you can do this, go, you've got this. And I wondered who it was, but then it just reminded me of my dream, and it was God.
Good girl.
Love it.
That is how God talks to you, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Just like we're talking now.
Well, Rose, can I ask you maybe a final question? If you were a boy or girl watching this and you were wondering about, dreams that they have, what would you say to boys and girls if they have a dream?
Well, I would think it was pretty cool, and I would also like wonder, like I would want to like know more about it, so like I could maybe tell them that it was kind of related sort of to my dream, if it was or if it wasn't.
Great answer. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just want to say thank you very much, Rose, for coming to share with us today. And we really appreciated it and love what God is doing in your life. And we know that it's going to be, your story is going to be an encouragement to others.
You all set?
There we
Hi,
go.
Tiff.
We
I
can
can
hear
hear you guys now.
Alrighty, sweetheart.
Hi, Mim.
Audio.
Hey, sweetie. Pip's here too.
Hi, Pipip.
Right,
Hi.
hi, baby.
So we're here to listen to you.
Hi,
Hi.
Rose. I'm Bonnie.
Mhm.
Nice to meet you.
And
Nice
I
to meet
was-
you too.
I was talking to you on the phone before. I'm Carol Ann.
Yeah, I know you.
And I'm Colette.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Rose.
I'm Tiffany.
Hi.
Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, Tiffany.
Nice
Rose's
to meet
mom.
you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'll do it again. Just hang on, Rose.
Yes, sir,
Bibbidi
it did,
bobbidi boo. Take two.
Okay. So do I start off right now?
Yes.
Was there any more questions you wanted to ask?
Yeah, take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
I don't want to say what. Oh, there we go.
Mom, no, we're still on. No, you
No,
press
X,
leave. You press
press
leave.
X.
Up there.
What a sweetie, eh? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
like adorable.
She's
Yes.
special. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my goodness. She's just
Yeah.
adorable.